Hey everyone, the last Shoegazer here, bringing you a review and unboxing of Never Hike Alone. Never Hike Alone is a 2017 Friday the 13th fan film directed by Vincent DiSanti, starring Andrew Leighty as Kyle MacLeod, and also Vincent himself as good old Jason Voorhees. I missed the first round of Blu-rays whenever they did like the first edition home release. Some of my friends within the horror community tipped me off on this one, knowing that Friday the 13th is my favorite horror franchise. And yeah, I checked it out, was really impressed by it, and kind of looked into the original Indiegogo campaign, and saw that I had missed out, and they were all fully funded, and everything was pretty much distributed to the fans who supported that first campaign. And yeah, I got on the waiting list to get the first edition Blu-ray, but in the meantime, they actually, by popular demand, launched a second edition home video release, which I was all over immediately. As soon as I heard about it, I jumped on that. Supported the second round of the campaign here for this awesome Friday the 13th fan film, and here's what it looks like. So I just kind of wanted to share my thoughts on this film and show some goodies that I recently received in the mail. So yeah, this, like I said, stars both Andrew Leighty as Kyle MacLeod, kind of a extreme hiker who has kind of like a YouTube following, as many of us do. And yeah, he just kind of starts out into the woods with sort of a plan in mind to hit some different trails and see if he can get to a lake, which ends up being, Crystal Lake. He's sort of not really sure where, things are at first, and he just kind of sets off full tilt through the woods, just extreme hiking and just sort of, speed hiking. But yeah, I was really impressed as an outdoorsman, like a hunter and hiker myself. I have sort of an eye for, gear, and anytime there's a horror film set in the outdoors, I always kind of wonder how much time the production team puts into kind of researching and getting stuff that looks authentic and not hokey. And Vincent and the crew definitely did an amazing job, as well as Andrew, pulling this off to look really genuine and just well planned out. The gear looked really, high quality, and all of the equipment and his skills definitely shined on camera. I mean, this guy was ready for this role, and it definitely showed. And I think it added so much to the film. All the camera work, following him through the woods. Just really great. Rock music, some metal thrown in there, kind of get you all juiced up, ready for this thing. And you're following him through the woods, and he's kind of doing little vlogs here and there, and kind of showing off some equipment and from some of his sponsors, and just doing some little camera ops throughout the way here. But they don't really waste any time setting things up for the appearance of the new Jason. And like many people have said, this is just a fan film, but it definitely holds its own in the franchise unofficially. And they've made it very clear from the beginning that there's no infringement intended on any of the, the companies affiliated with the Friday the 13th franchise, or the original writers and developers of the Jason character, or anything like that. So I thought they pulled it off really well, very intelligent approach. So, but this is what we have, and it's really, really good. I just watched this for probably like the second or third time just the other day, knowing I wanted to do this review when I got this stuff in the mail. And I was like even more impressed by it. Just the overall production value is just off the charts. Everything just looks so good. The editing, the transitions, the camera work, the high definition just looks amazing. The soundtrack is done really well. It just fits into the Friday the 13th canon, the franchise, really, really, in a strong way, almost as if it could be an official entry, that could be, I think, at one point expanded upon, in another capacity to be an actual installment in the official franchise. But in this format, I think it stands alone. Never Hike Alone is, it kind of, brings, I think, in my opinion, some of the intensity and the look of some of the more modern interpretations of Jason that we've seen in some of the newer films. He's very much strong, filled with rage and revenge, and he's smart and he's agile. But it also kind of is nostalgic and kind of harkens back to the originals in a really, really special way. I kind of got tones of whenever we are taken back to Camp Crystal Lake, whenever Kyle MacLeod, he kind of unknowingly stumbles into the camp and starts seeing some of the areas where the killings took place, and it all starts to kind of kill the buzz of his extreme hiking adventure that he's taking his viewers on, and becomes a little bit more of a, oh man, I just realized where I am, and this is Camp Crystal Lake, and I found the camp. But it's very, very nostalgic, and it's awesome that we're taken back to that place. What an awesome location that they found, and to have that awesome set and the treatment that they gave it, just the old school look mixed with some new areas that just look really authentic and just super creepy, well lit. Everything just looked completely professional and awesome. Just really amped up the whole feel of this thing and made it even more believable. We see like Jason's his new lair and all the weaponry that he chooses as he's kind of stalking Andrew's character, Kyle, whenever he realizes where he is, and gets some little signs of good old mommy Voorhees. So, like I said, it brings a whole like new original modern flavor to this thing, but definitely reminiscent of the originals. So it chooses all the right moves, takes us to all the right places, and it doesn't mess around. I mean, we get down to the creepy survival aspects of everything that they were going for here, with Kyle MacLeod, trying to, he ditches the camera, he has it with him, but his focus is now on survival and trying to fend off Jason. So yeah, I think this was done in a really, really awesome spirit of the embracing the franchise, but taking us, not only to the original place, but to a new place as well. I thought it was very tasteful, very, very strong, and I thought the acting was excellent. Andrew, along with Vincent himself playing Jason, just brought that awesome brute force presence, very creepy, very unsettling. Classic Jason. They kind of revived him for us. For the fans, this is, for the fans. These guys are lovers of Friday the 13th and horror films just in general. So, kudos to the Vincent, Andrew, the whole team, for giving us something awesome here. So, share your thoughts on this, how you think it holds up with, the rest of the franchise as sort of an unofficial entry. But yeah, this is the best fan film that I've ever seen. And I would highly recommend checking it out. It's still free on YouTube. That's kind of how they intended to initially release it, and, get the support through the Indiegogo campaigns to, put out awesome releases like this. So, let's move on to checking this thing out. Like I said, this is the second edition home release. The first one looked really cool too, but I love the artwork on this. Part of me even like a little bit more than the first edition, and you can see some stills there from the film. And good old Tom Matthews, as you can see down here, Tommy Jarvis. So even some more nostalgia goodness for the fans of the franchise. But yeah, this is an amazing tribute to Friday the 13th. Feels very, it just feels right. The overall look of it, the feel of it, the story, the intensity. In my opinion, much better acting than a number of the actual Friday the 13th films. The special effects, the gore, the setting, the atmosphere, everything is just spot on. Spot on. Had my heart rate pumping even more, the second or third time I've seen it here now. But yep, good old Womp Stomp Films, Vincent DiSanti's company. And you can see the Blu-ray with the new artwork there. I think that looks great. New layout there. I love the original logo that they're still using that. And you can see a nice little card insert here, signed by Vincent and I believe Andrew. Very cool. And thank you guys for doing this. This was awesome. Well worth the wait. I was really excited to get this in the mail. Took a little while, but yeah, I was really excited to share this with you guys along with the screenplay. This is actually from the first Indiegogo campaign. I think they had like 20 left over, and I lucked out and ended up being one of the ones to grab this. But yeah, just has a really nice finish on it. Really, weighty, but I don't want to really show it too much because there are instructions on how to get to the Camp Crystal Lake, the camp location that they utilized for the filming, but I'll just kind of show this because this is signed as well. I'll just show a couple pages here. You can see cast and crew, producers, so I was really grateful to snag one of these. Just a nice thing to have to go along with the Blu-ray in my Friday the 13th collection. So there we have it, guys, the second edition home video release. Nice Blu-ray of Never Hike Alone, a Friday the 13th fan film from Vincent DiSanti and his production team at Womp Stomp Films, as well as the first edition of the screenplay of Never Hike Alone, both of which I'm very grateful to have now in my collection. Thank you guys for doing this for fans like myself. And as I, shared in my little review there, this is an amazing really well done, high production value effort here from Vincent and Andrew and everyone who was a part of this. Awesome fan film for us Friday the 13th fans. Very good. Definitely check it out. Don't waste any time. I have never seen anything done like this that was not a major motion picture release. Like I said, it's free on YouTube. Go show them some love. Check it out. Like it. Save it. On your watch list. Whatever. But definitely check this out. Leave some comments. What are your thoughts on this? And as always, guys, I appreciate you watching and have a good one. Until Never Hike Alone 2. Catch you later.